Hi again, here we are with the second part of my 2015 Christmas junk journal. So we left off with current favorites. The next day I've just included a bag with a little tag and some journaling. This was another one of the December Daily Inspiration Group prompts, and it was to add a little bit of sparkle. So I've just added a shaker pocket with some sparkly letters, or rather numbers, for day 19, and then just some fancy fibers there. I've left this page blank just because I really like it, so I wanted to just include it. So I've just got a bow in the middle here. At some point I may add something to that, but I think I'll likely just leave it the way it is. More journaling for day 20. I've included, I was out for brunch and took a picture of the decorations. They were just beautiful inside the restaurant, so I've included that. Finally did my shortbread baking, so I've included a picture of the shortbread and the picture of the recipe. This is day 22 and just some journaling there, and it was mainly about the weather, so I've included a little picture of the weather for the day. It was ridiculously warm, as I think it was for most people across kind of the eastern seaboard, so that's why I've included that, just to document the crazy weather. Very unusual for us. And I had another work event, so I included some pictures there. This is just decorative, and I've included a tag here that's the other side of that envelope that you saw further back. I've also included movies that I have to watch every year, or at least I try to watch every year, just it makes it feel like Christmas for me. So I've done a bit of journaling about that, and I've added just pictures of those movies that I like to watch. Another year I might do the same thing, and what I'd really like to do is get one of the viewfinder dies from Tim Holtz, and then just put those in the squares that's in that. So anyway, that's a thought for next year maybe. I've just got some of the decorative paper that I put in the middle of this metal tab. And then here we are on day 23, and I've used the frosted thickers there, and I've just added a few words. You see Mary there. This was my last day of work, so I was feeling a lot of joy and feeling very merry about that, I guess. And that day I did lots of baking, so pictures of that. I've used my Dymo labeler. A lot of the baking was from my mom's Betty Crocker cookbook, which was from the 1950s, and so it just kind of went with this whole theme. This is just decorative, and I finally figured out, with help from several of the ladies over on Junk Journal Junkies, how to die cut or use my die cut properly for these thin letters on these words, and I was really happy that that worked out. So ladies, thank you for that. This is an envelope, and this is the flap of the envelope, which is actually a tuck spot, and I haven't put anything in there yet. And this was another, it wasn't a prompt, but it was a discussion that was over on the December Daily Inspiration Group board, and it was a suggestion from one of the ladies to, you know, Christmas is such a hard time if you've lost someone very close to you, and the thought was, you know, maybe write a Christmas card to that person. So I picked up on that. It's not something I would typically do, but I kind of liked that idea, so I picked up on that. And in this bag I've just got a little journaling card that says what this is all about. And in this envelope I've got a little letter in that kind of with that theme, and then on the page behind, this red and white page, I've just got some pictures. So I'm not going to share that with you, but that's what's in that. Here we are on Christmas Eve, and more sparkly letters and Believe in the Magic of Christmas, and you can see I really figured out how to use that die, so I was happy about that. Lots going on that day. Did a lot of baking. I got a couple of recipes off Pinterest that I thought I would try. So I've got those recipes on this tag. And they worked out really well. It was peppermint bark and some orange cranberry loaves. So I included pictures and talked about that. This is a little bit of just a little bit of journaling there. This bag, I got some new dies this season, the sled, the skates, and the holly. And that was, I've forgotten now whose video I saw this on earlier in December. She did this similar thing and I loved it. I've added a piece of twine here just as the string for the sled. So I just had to include that in my book this year. I've done lots of journaling for December 24th. This is just an extra little kind of tag that I've included just with some additional thoughts on kind of the festivities on the 24th. And of course there's that Mary again. And we've started a new tradition with my brothers and my sister-in-law where we go out for dinner, just the four of us on Christmas Eve, without the kids. They're older now, so just the four of us. And so what I did this year was journal about dinner on these guest checks, and those were from Katie Doucette's Etsy store, The Paper Basket. And then I've included pictures of the starters that we had that night. Baked brie and garlic shrimp. Very, very delicious. More pictures from past Christmases. This tag is Remember, and I've just documented a little bit about remembering some fun times with relatives when we were kids. So for Christmas Day, I've just, pictures of breakfast and the wrapping and my gifts and just a couple of different things in those, just tags that I've added some fancy ribbon to. Here's the gifts, and so this was some wrapping paper that my sister-in-law had used that I really liked, so I've just put some of that onto some of the graph paper I had here. Used a Tim Holtz flash card that says gift and then added a bow to that. So I thought that was an interesting way to document some of the pictures from opening presents. And then just more pictures, more craziness, a little bit different kind of way to add additional pictures. Again, more journaling around Christmas Day. I've got another tag here. Oh, this was interesting. It was a full moon on Christmas Day, and it was the first one since 1977 and the last one until 2034. So I wanted to add a little bit about that, and I added that actually very cool picture. It was a really good picture. It actually turned out with the clouds going across it. I thought it turned out really well. This is for December 26th, and this is a transparency that I had from, I think it's the Crate Paper Bundled Up collection, and I've just journaled about the 26th and some pictures of the movies that we watched, and just a little bit of extra journaling there on the smaller tag. And then that was December 26th. December 30th, I had lunch with a friend, and that was just a card that I included, a Michael's card, and I journaled about that there. This is kind of the wrap-up. This I've included kind of some of the things that I want to accomplish this year. I'm not huge on resolutions, but I wanted to include a little bit about that. So I don't know if you can tell, that says Hello 2016 there. And then I haven't done anything on the last page, and I just thought I would leave it off with, some hopeful words for the future. So peace, love, and hope. So that is my December daily / Christmas junk journal for 2015. Finally done. crazy chunky, which I love. So I hope you like that. I thought it was an interesting flip through just for folks who want to see how a junk journal is actually used. And I hope that was helpful. And so for this year, I've got probably a bunch more junk journals to share with you. I've got a couple of upcoming projects. I do have another journal I'm going to do a video on in the next few days, probably over the weekend, to share with you. It's one I made a little while ago, but I love the paper collection and want to share that with you. Just bought another digital download from Tsunami Rose last night. It's her new, I think it's called Vintage Postal Collection. So I can't wait to start using that. And certainly I will share what I end up creating with you when I've got that done. So thanks for watching. I appreciate your time, and I will see you at the next video. Thanks.